Hey, so today we're working on a 2010 GLK350 Mercedes-Benz, and I am changing the air filters as well as the two air ducts on the car. So first things first, if you want to make the job easier, you should put the hood into the service position by pressing this red button and pressing up on the hood. So you hear that click, and let it go. Then you want to take the beauty cover off by pulling straight up, a nice firm pull. Put that aside, and these are the air ducts we'll be replacing today. As you can see, they're torn already. The car has 70,000 miles. It's a 2010 again. So yeah, I guess they just go at around that time. So you literally just pull that off as I did. I'll show you again on this side. Just pull straight off. You might have to like twist a little as you pull. And for these guys on this side, you put your hands in where the air goes in, and you press up to get this little tab here to come out, and then you just pull down, and then you wiggle it out like so, and set that aside. Same thing on the other side, you push up to release that tab, and you just wiggle it out. This one came out easier. Set that aside again. And so this is where the air comes in, goes in here to your filters. Now there's a clip here to get this filter off. You literally just push it back with your finger, like I did. And then you pull this, then there's an air tube here that you pull off. Just pull straight off. It's not going to be in your way, it's fairly flexible. You can just tuck it underneath if you'd like. And then pull straight up on this again, on the front and back. It's held on by 4 tabs. That's not a good sound, but I'll take care of that later. So you have 1, 2, 3, the 4th one just fell off. We'll take care of that when we get to it. So then these are the screws that come off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, they stay in place. You just loosen them up to get to the filters. And it's a Torx T25. So like I said, they do stay in place. You just loosen them. It's helpful if you have a drill like this just for the speed, but it's not necessary. And you just wiggle it off. Might be tight depending on how long ago. So this guy's pretty dirty, as you can see. There's quite a bit of dust here. And you'll want to take this away. You'll want to take the filter away from that box, the air box, when you take it out, because quite a bit of dust is going to come out if the car was as neglected as this one is. Okay, so this is what fell off. We paused to go look under the car. The way you put this back on is you just shimmy it over here. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. A little bit of grease might help, but good amount of force. Okay, there you go. Just force. Using your palm is better than your fingers. Now it's on again. Okay, so back to the process. Towel, get all the dust out. People pay all this money to get freer flowing air filters. Might as well clean it when you can. Okay, there's that. Okay, we'll set this aside and go back to the air box, which is here. Bring it over. So some of the dust fell into this, so you want to get that all out because the filter prevents the dirty air from going into this box. Then it comes out of here and goes onto the mass airflow sensor and into the engine. So you want to make sure there's nothing in there. Ideally, the clean towel would have went in here, but it's fine. So wipe this off, get it nice and clean. If you had some compressed air, couldn't have hurt, but it's not that big a deal. Anyways, so set this guy down. I went with an aftermarket brand of air filter to save a little money, but Hanks is, I guess, pretty sure it's a German brand, and it's OE quality, made in Poland actually, but should be fine. It actually looks exactly like what we're taking out, well, minus the yellow, but yeah, so here, Mercedes branded filter was a MAN filter, so you could actually buy the MAN brand, which would be the same to save some money, or you can go with the Mercedes brand, whatever you like, but they look about the same to me. Air filter goes into here. That's right. Okay, so it goes into here. push it down. See how it like kind of goes in here as opposed to here, so you just push down all around. See how it's right here, it's just getting pushed in. So it's nice and in all the way around. And you snap, and then you put it back on. You should feel nice and snug. And you screw it back on. So here I'm just speeding up the process of screwing the cover back on, and in a moment I'll unscrew the other side and remove the filter as I did the previous side and clean it out, and I'll be back in about 30 seconds. So in this car, I don't know why some Mercedes do this. They have the fabric air ducts as opposed to the plastic. But it's not an age thing, because I had an 03 C230 which had fabric, and then an 04 CLK350 that had plastic air ducts. So I don't know what the reasoning is behind it, but these fabric ones, I guess, the good thing about them is they're kind of like an air filtration, because they're a fabric that catches some dust. As you can see, they're full of dust, but they're wrecked. They're fairly torn, and you don't want hot air from the engine going in, or you know, dirty air going in. If you don't want to damage the covers here, like these guys get loose with time. You have another towel. I'm not going to need this one again, but you can actually use the old air filters so you don't scratch this guy up. Set it down on the ground. Put this guy back on. Drill's out of juice, so we're going hand crank. Hopefully we'll forward this for you. It's actually going fairly quick. So again, I'm going to the opposite corner first, and I'm not tightening all the way down the first time, just so that there's even closure on all sides. You want that rubber gasket to be seated evenly. Now we'll go all the way. It does stop eventually. Back to the opposite corner. Yeah, it does stop. Go back to the other side, make sure they're all nice and tight. Yeah, just about. Okay, perfect. So we're just gonna pop this guy back in. Maybe we'll clean it first. Now this is not necessary, nobody's gonna see this, but I like to, you know, get the dirt off. I feel like the dirt might be an insulating layer of heat. You never know, you want the engine to be cool, and just extra dirt sitting there might be helpful to clean it. Could be wrong. Comment below if you know anything about that, but I feel like it helps. Also depends on how much you want to do. You can just pop it back from here, skip this part if you'd like. But that's about all I'll do. Last thing, kind of important. I don't know what this white stuff is here. Some kind of grease that's become chalky, but I do know that you want to put some kind of synthetic grease on here to keep this nice and supple. This is fairly hard. I don't have any on me now, but some synthetic grease, you can get it from anywhere. You just put a very thin layer on. You don't want to go too much because you don't want that grease going into the AirBox, or actually coming back this way and going into the mass airflow sensor, but tiny little bit of grease here. Synthetic grease will do good for that gasket there. So now to pop this guy back on, you want to align this round circle with that mass airflow sensor there. The tube's out of the way. Alrighty. And then you can see here, this metal bracket is over this, the guy it sits on, the rubber guy it sits on, right there. Gotta make sure this tube's out of the way, it's not getting squished. And then once all four, or the ones you can see at least, the metal guys are over the rubber guys. You can see the other one over there. And then what's nice is you got this little cutout here so you can see if it's aligned. And then you just press down. So there's 1, 2. So you line this up, you push down, and you'll hear the clicks. Then you want to get this tube back on. Pretty sure this tube needs to be changed with a certain service interval as well, but that's not what this video is about. So you just wiggle it on, push it forward as much as you can, make sure it's still on the other side. Alrighty, then last thing, pull this clip forward and over. It snaps into place. Now, we're going to get rid of these old dusty guys and replace them with brand new versions. There's the part number. They're different for left and right, but I'll put them in the video in case you can't see them on camera. I mean, I'll put them in the video description. So it says here that this one is for the, should say left and right on them somewhere. Oh, it says left right there. There's an L. So you want to get this guy on first. I guess line them all up actually. So we'll do this side first. So you go from underneath, you tuck it over, look all around, make sure it's nice and even, and then you just push forward until it snaps in. It's nice and tight. Other side, bends it back, wiggle and push. Until it's nice and tight as well. Nice, alrighty. And so you're only coming about that far back, just to that line. And this tab, this guy locks into there, as it is on that side. So again, you go under first, over here. Want to line it all up. And click. And then on the other side again, just push forward, kind of clicks. Hope you heard that. And it's nice and good, right? And last part, you want to get your beauty cover on. You want to line this metal clip with this hole and this hole. This guy goes in this center hole. This plastic ball and this plastic ball go right here. And these rubbers. Again, all these rubber things, I don't know what this white grease is because it's all brittle and hard, but synthetic grease would do better. You might, you know, an added step for longevity of all these rubbers would be to clean all that off and put some synthetic grease on. Anyway, so once you line up the 5 spots I showed you, you just line them up like so. Once everything's lined up, you just press down, and you press on the 2 outer parts, 2 front parts, and that 1 middle spot that I showed you. And that's it, you're all done. And again, to put this guy down, first you want to make sure you didn't leave any tools around. You know, do some extra cleaning here. Sometimes when you lean, these plastics come off. It's just the nature of a 10-year-old car. You know, you can replace them, but they're not doing much, so make sure they're nice and tight all around. Just push them down. Last one right here. Everything seems nice and tight. And then lastly, to get it out of the hood out of service mode, you just, while putting pressure on the top of the hood, push back a little bit to release the tension on this red button. Press the red button, then let go with your hand up there. Let it down gently until it clicks again. And that's that red button going back into place. Pull it down and let her go. Push down. All done. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing.